gender. In the context of individual self, gender is the state of being of a man, a woman, both, neither, somewhere in between, or something entirely different. In the context of society, gender is a system of classification rooted in social ideas about masculinity and femininity. Oh, hello there. My name is Steph, and we're here to accept. I'm sorry I didn't see you there. I was reading this amazing book by Ash Hardell. It says Ashley Mardell here, but that was before they decided to change their name to Ash Hardell and before they got married. So Ash wrote this book called The ABCs of LGBT, and I read an excerpt from it just now about their definition of gender. Now, real quick, I'm just going to tell you my own definition of gender. And I believe gender is just an identity. It's an identity that you get to take upon as yourself. It is your own personal idea of what it is. That's why I say my personal idea of gender and their personal idea of what gender is. And that's because gender is what you want to make it. Now, people may say that there's two genders and that these two genders are male and female. Now, I won't say that your idea of what male and female being gender is wrong. But I will say you need to open your mind a little bit and see that there are other opportunities of identities of what gender is. Now, gender is an amazing thing. Gender is many different things. It could be what you want it to be. And that's what I'm going to talk about. Accepting people's personal gender identity. But in order to accept it, you need to understand it first. So just to throw out some terms, some gender identities I know of are cis male, cis female, FTM trans, MTF trans, non-binary, gender fluid, agender, bigender, I believe trigender, pangender, and I believe there's so many more that I just don't know about because there's just so many different identities that each person wants to identify with. Now, you may have heard of a couple of these, you may not have. What's really awesome about them is that you never really can know what someone identifies as, and you can never really assume. But we're not here to tell you how to identify someone's identity or how to identify yourself. We're here to accept everyone for who they are. So in order to help you understand gender identities, I need to tell you the difference between gender identities and sex. So sex is what you are born as. You are born as either a male or female, sometimes even intersex. These sexes are what you are born as due to your genetics and your X and Y or non-X and Y chromosomes. So this is what happens when your parents obviously make a kid, and that's what you end up being. Now you have no choice in this whatsoever. You just get this sex assigned to you, so it's easier to help you know what your genetics are. For the human mind, it's easier to just categorize things. And the way we categorize things is usually either by like color, so you'd put like blue things with blue, white with white, like laundry. You put your dark load together and then you put your light load together. And that's what we try to do with everything. We try to do that by race. We try to do that with cars. We try to do that with almost anything, with pens versus pencils, markers, crayons, what clothes you're gonna wear today or what clothes you're gonna wear on a certain holiday. We do that with everything. We wanna organize it all. And so we do that with gender as well. We want to be able to understand who you are by organizing who you are, by giving options. Now, we give options so our brain can comprehend things easier, because when your brain hears that there's so many different opportunities, your brain starts to malfunction and not understand. And when you don't understand, you just don't give time to care about a person. And what we want to do is accept and care about everyone as much as possible. Now, accepting someone can be hard, especially when you don't understand. And that's what I'm here to do, to help you understand that the amount of opportunities out there is okay. Our brain does want to organize these things and put them into one category, or two categories really for gender. They want to put you in male or female. And they do that so you can understand what males have to do, and so you know how to live and how to teach someone what to do. Same with female. So for example, with guys, you want them to play with cars, go outside, play football, baseball. You want them to go to the military. You want them to be doctors and lawyers and all these crazy things. And then you have females. And what females say is that they have to play with Barbies and dolls. They have to do their makeup. They have to wear dresses and skirts and tutus. They have to take dance classes. They have to become nurses, or they have to just be stay-at-home moms. These are these stereotypes. Now, some people may stick into these stereotypes, and that's just because that's how they want to live. But that's not many people. Not many people fit into these subcategories we give them. So we want to create our own. The categories we have, male and female, are a binary system. A binary system is where we have two options. But we live in a post-binary world. There's more than just two options. We have so many different options out there that so many people can choose for themselves and identify freely and be who they want to be. And that's what I love about this world, is that you don't have to pick A or B. You have multiple options. There's no true and false. There's no red or blue, male, female. There is so many things in between. Just some of these identities are just amazing, and they fit with the person who identifies as them. So for me, I personally identify as non-binary. So in the words itself, it says non-binary. So it's not just male and not just female. The non-binary is more than just one thing. It is the whole umbrella. And we have all these umbrella terms and other terms that I'm just throwing at you and loading out at you. And you're probably like looking at this video and like, what is happening? I don't know what to do. I'm scared. There's so many things I don't know about. What do I do now? What if I just assume that this person's a male, but they're actually a female? What do I do if they're agender? What is agender? And I don't have time to go through every single gender to help you accept every single gender. And I don't even know every single gender identity. There's just so many, and that's what's so important, is to understand you will never know them all. But the amazing thing is you can still accept everyone with a different gender identity. Gender identities are just there. Some people will go with cis male and some will be male. And the difference between that could be absolutely nothing. It could be whatever you would like it to be. And that's what's crazy about gender, is that you can never truly know. And it's not easy to understand every single person in the world's gender identity, especially right off the bat. And what I would just do is that you don't even have to sit down with someone and have an hour conversation about their gender identity, because that can just get weird. Don't do that. Someone will lose their mind. If you wanted to sit down with me for an hour, just to talk about my gender identity, yes, I could do that. But at the same time, it just gets repetitive, or sometimes you just never really comprehend it all in one sitting. And sometimes it takes years for you to get used to and to accept. But what we need to do now is just say, that's awesome. If someone comes up to you and they say, yo, what up? I'm non-binary, yo. You just gotta say, that's awesome. You just gotta say, that is awesome. And not everyone's just gonna be like, hey, here's my gender identity, flash it in your face. That's not usually how it goes. People are usually very scared to open up to someone about things. It's usually very hard for someone to be like, I'm actually non-binary, or I don't have a gender identity, or I'm agender, or I am bigender, I have multiple identities. And that's okay. because you don't have to conform to one thing, and you don't have to understand it either. You don't have to understand why there are so many different gender identities. And that's not why I'm here. I'm not here to explain them, and I'm not here to say, here's what every gender identity is. This is how you understand how they work and how they act. Because every single person's different, and they react to things differently and believe in different things. I could say I'm gender non-binary, and that just means I'm a female who wants to wear boy clothes. That's not who I am, but I could say that. And someone else who's gender non-binary can just be a female who doesn't ever want to go by female ever again because of not wanting to accept their sex, but also not want to be male. So there's just so many different aspects to it that you just gotta be like, that's awesome. And it may seem weird, especially for those who have never known there was more than just male and female. The binary is really hard to get around because you don't realize that you've been living in a binary. To accept the people around you, you just gotta be like, yo, what up? You don't have to be like, sup, my dude, sup, girl, what up, non-binary. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do anything different except say, that's awesome. Because that's all it really is. You just gotta let it happen. You need to have just an open mind. Another way to really accept other people besides just saying that is awesome is by just not saying anything sometimes. By not asking, yo, are you a girl or a guy? Or assuming, yo, what up, my dude? Or, excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am. You know what you do? You just say, excuse me. Oh, sorry. What up? You don't have to know every person's gender identity. You just gotta say, what up? There's more than just male and female. Because that's what it is. There's more than just that two options they give you. Don't you hate it when you're on a multiple choice exam and you're like, oh, I know the answer while you're reading the question. Then you look at the two and they're two totally different answers than what you thought it was. If there was just that third option that was your choice, you would pick it. And that is what gender identity is. Someone choosing the option C. Not A or B. They're choosing C. Whatever that may be. It may be all of the above. It may be none of the above. It may be a duplicate of A or B. It's just what they want to choose. So in order to accept the people around you and to accept these different gender identities, it's just by not saying it's anything different than male or female. It's all the same thing. And that's awesome. It's so awesome that we live in this post-binary world, that there's so many different people who identify certain ways that they feel happy about themselves. It's just so freaking cool. Man. So today, you know what I want you to do? I want you to just be like, yo, what up, to your friends. Don't go out and be like, yo, what up, guys? Sorry, guys, I'm late. Oh, hey, girls, what's up? How you doing? I don't know what I'm doing. But I want you to just go up and be like, hey, wanna hang out? Let's go. Or not look at someone and be like, I don't know what the gender is. Is it male? Is it female? Is it none? No, it's not that. You just gotta be like, oh, it's a human over there. Oh, hey, person. Don't actually say, hey, person. If someone came up to you and said, hey, person, how you doing? You would be weirded out and you'd back up in your chair and start screaming. Ah! Because why? What human being would just walk up to another being and be like, hello, human being. It is nice to meet you. I am also a human being. That's just weird, and no one wants to mess with those kind of people. That's weird. So, just let it happen. And my last option I'm giving you, and yes, I know I'm giving you options, and I'm talking about not giving a certain amount of options, is just share this video. Let other people understand that there's more than just the 2 options they give you, that there's so many different things, and just let that happen, that it's okay. Like, on tests, oh, what? For example, at big corporations and high schools and schools, when they ask gender, give the opportunity to say other. That makes someone feel so much better. For teachers and professors and substitute teachers or anything, give the option to be like, hey, what's your pronouns? We won't get into pronouns now. That's a whole other video because, oh boy, it's a lot to comprehend as well. So just take the time to not care about a person's identity. Don't assign them a certain way because the way they look. Just be like, it's a person. We're all human beings. We're all basically the same. We all have similar blood types. We all have blood, bones, skin, probably some body fat in there. We all have hair, at least some kind of hair, eyelashes or otherwise. We all have eyeballs. We all have teeth usually. And if you don't, that's okay. That doesn't mean you're not any less of a human than the person sitting next to you in class. You're not any less human for being a female than a male. You're not any less human than being binary or non-binary. We're all human beings. And that's what's so awesome. Anyway, that's enough for this one. If you want a part 2 and want more questions, just leave any questions or anything you want to say down in the comments below. Let me know if there's something I missed or something I just didn't answer or clarify too well. I will gladly do that. I'll let you know anything. I'm also writing a paper about this. So I just want to put this out here and just kind of start accepting people. So guys, like, comment, just leave feedback and subscribe if you want to hear more stuff about accepting others. Okay guys, I'll see you later and let's all just accept.